the resort I work at, it's a Hawaiian pizza, so so no. So I'm just gonna be eating this pizza while I read about Ireland, and let me just see. So Ireland is an island in the Atlantic Ocean in northwestern Europe. And I'll just take a bite of this here. That's good pizza. It is separated from Great Britain to its east by the North Channel, the Irish Sea, and St. George's Channel. Ireland is the second largest island of the British Isles, the third largest of Europe, and the 20th largest in the world. Okay. Geopolitically, the island of Ireland is divided between the Republic of Ireland, officially named Ireland, an independent state covering 5/6 of the island, and Northern Ireland, which is part of the United Kingdom. As of 2022, the population of the entire island is just over 7 million, with 5.1 million living in the Republic of Ireland and 1.9 million in Northern Ireland. Ranking it the second most populous island in Europe after Great Britain. Okay. The geography of Ireland comprises relatively low-lying mountains surrounding a central plain with several navigable rivers extending inland. Its lush vegetation is a product of its mild but changeable climate, which is free of extremes in temperature. Much of Ireland was woodland until the end of the Middle Ages. Today, woodland makes up 10% of the island, compared with a European average of over 33%. With most of it being non-native conifer plantations. The Irish climate is influenced by the Atlantic Ocean and thus very moderate, and winters are milder than expected for such a northerly area, although summers are cooler than those in continental Europe. Rainfall and cloud cover are abundant. The chefs made my pizza good today. Got this at a resort that I work at. Sorry if I'm going off at a tangent, but I had a soggy pizza not too long ago. This one was quite good, so this was nice. Gaelic Ireland had emerged by the 1st century AD. The island was Christianized from the 5th century onwards. Following the 12th century Anglo-Norman invasion, England claimed sovereignty. However, English rule did not extend over the whole island until the 16th, 17th century Tudor conquest, which led to colonization by settlers from Britain. In the 19th 1690s, a system of Protestant English rule was designed to materially disadvantage the Catholic majority and Protestant dissenters. And was extended during the 18th century with the Acts of Union. In 1801, Ireland became a part of the United Kingdom. A war of independence in the early 20th century was followed by the partition of the island, leading to the creation of the Irish Free State, which became increasingly sovereign over the following decades. In Northern Ireland, which remained a part of the United Kingdom, Northern Ireland saw much of civil unrest from the late 1960s until the 1990s. This subsided following the Good Friday Agreement. In 1973, both the Republic of Ireland and the United Kingdom, with the North Ireland as part of it, joined the European Economic Community. Just one second, I'm just going to place this. Economic Community, following a referendum vote in 2016. The United Kingdom, Northern Ireland included, left the European Union (EU) in 2020. I just got some tap water there. Drinking tap water. Now, Northern Ireland was granted a limited special status and allowed to operate within the EU single market for goods without being in the European Union. The economy has subsequently grown faster than the rest of the UK. Irish culture has had a significant influence on other cultures, especially in the field of literature. Alongside mainstream Western culture, a strong indigenous culture exists, as expressed through Gaelic games, Irish music, Irish language, and Irish dance. The island's culture shares many features with that of Great Britain, including the English language and sports such as association football, rugby, horse racing, golf, and boxing. History: Prehistoric Ireland. During the glacial period and up until about 16,000 BC, much of Ireland was periodically covered in ice. Relative sea level was less than 50 meters lower, resulting in an ice bridge, but not a land bridge, forming between Ireland and Great Britain. By 14,000 BC, this ice bridge existed only between Northern Ireland and Scotland, and by 12,000 BC, Ireland was completely separated from Great Britain. 6100 BC. Great Britain became separated from continental Europe until recently. The earliest evidence of human activity in Ireland was dated at 12,500 years ago, demonstrated by a butchered bear bone found in a cave in County Clare. Since 2021, the earliest evidence of human activity in Ireland is dated to 33,000 years ago. By about 8,000 BC, more sustained occupation of the island has been shown, with evidence for Mesolithic communities around the island. Sometime before 4000 BC, Neolithic settlers introduced cereal cultivars. Domesticated animals such as cattle and sheep built large timber buildings and stone monuments. The earliest evidence for farming in Ireland or Great Britain is from Ferreter's Cove, County Kerry, where a flint knife, cattle bones, and a sheep's tooth were carbon dated to c. 4350 BC. Field systems were developed in different parts of Ireland, including at seedy fields that has been preserved beneath a blanket of peat in present-day Tyrolly. An extensive field system, arguably the oldest in the world, consisted of small divisions separated by dry stone walls. The fields were farmed for several centuries. Between 3500 BC and 3000 BC, wheat and barley were the principal crops. The Bronze Age began around 2500 BC, with technology changing people's everyday lives. During this period, through innovations such as the wheel, harnessing oxen, weaving textiles, brewing alcohol, and skillful metalworking, which produced new weapons and tools, along with fine gold decoration and jewelry such as brooches and torques. Emergence of Celtic Ireland. How and when the island became Celtic has been debated for close to a century, with the migration of the Celts being one of the more enduring themes of archaeological and linguistic studies. The most recent genetic research strongly associates the spread of Indo-European languages, including Celtic, through Western Europe, with the people bringing a composite beaker culture, with its survival in Britain and Ireland dated to around the middle of the 3rd millennium BC. According to John T. Koch and others, Ireland in the late Bronze Age was part of a maritime trading network culture called the Atlantic Bronze Age that also included Britain, Western France, and Iberia, and this is where Celtic languages developed. This contrasts with the traditional view that their origin lies in mainland Europe with the Hallstatt culture. The long-standing traditional view is that the Celtic language, Ogham scripts, and culture were brought to Ireland by waves of invading or migrating Celts from mainland Europe. This theory draws on the Liber Cabala, a medieval Christian pseudo-history of Ireland, along the presence of Celtic culture, language, and artifacts found in Ireland, such as Celtic bronze spears, shields, torques, and other finely crafted Celtic association possessions. The theory holds that there were 4 separate Celtic invasions of Ireland. The Britannia were said to be first, followed by the Belgae from northern Gaul and Britain. Later, Lycian tribes from Armorica, present-day Brittany, were also said to have invaded Ireland and Britain more or less simultaneously. Lastly, the Milesians, Gauls, or Gales, maybe I pronounce it Gales, were said to have reached Ireland from the either northern Iberia or southern Gaul. It was claimed that the second wave, named the Urini, belonging to the Belgae people of northern Gaul. It was claimed that a second wave named Urini, belonging to the Belgae people of northern Gaul, began arriving about the 6th century BC. They were said to have given their name to the island. The theory was advanced in part because of the lack of archaeological evidence for a large-scale Celtic immigration. Though it is accepted that such movements are notoriously difficult to identify, historical linguists are skeptical that this method alone could account for the absorption of Celtic language, with some saying that an assumed processual view of Celtic linguistic formation is an especially hazardous exercise. Genetic lineage investigation into the area of Celtic migration to Ireland has led to findings that show no significant differences in mitochondrial DNA between Ireland and large areas of continental Europe. Celtic speakers in Ireland could be thought of as European Atlantic Celts, showing a shared ancestry throughout the Atlantic zone from northern Iberia, or is it Liberia, sorry, to western Scandinavia, it must be Iberia, rather than substantially Central European. In 2012, research showed that the occurrence of genetic markers for the earliest farmers was almost eliminated by beaker culture immigrants. They carried what was then a new Y chromosome, or 1b marker, believed to have originated in Iberia about 2500 BC. The prevalence among modern Irishmen of this mutation is a remarkable 84%, the highest in the world, and closely matched in other populations along the Atlantic fringes down to Spain. A similar genetic replacement happened with lineages in mitochondrial DNA. This conclusion is supported by recent research carried out by the geneticist David Reach, who says British and Irish skeletons from the Bronze Age that followed the Beaker period had at most 10% ancestry from the first farmers of these islands. With other 90% from people like those associated with the Bell Beaker culture in the Netherlands. He suggests that it was the Beaker users who introduced an Indo-European language represented by Celtic, i.e. a new language and culture introduced directly by migration and genetic replacement. Now I'll go and read some about the culture and maybe some demographics. Okay. So, culture. Ireland's culture comprises elements of the culture of Asian peoples, later immigrant and broadcast cultural influences, chiefly Gaelic culture, Anglicization, Americanization, and aspects of broader European culture. In broad terms, Ireland is regarded as one of the Celtic nations of Europe, alongside Scotland, Wales, Cornwall, Isle of Man, and Brittany. This combination of cultural influences is visible in the intricate designs termed Irish interlace or Celtic knotwork. These can be seen in the ornamentation, rather. Of medieval religious and secular works. The style is still popular today in jewelry and graphic art, the island since ancient times, and since the 17th century plantations has been the focus of political identity and divisions of the island. Let's get another piece. Ireland's pre-Christian heritage fused with the Celtic Church following the missions of St. Patrick in the 5th century. The Hiberno-Scottish missions, begun by the Irish monks in Columba, spread the Irish vision of Christianity to pagan England and the Frankish Empire. These missions brought written language to an illiterate population of Europe during the Dark Ages that followed the fall of Rome, and earning Ireland the sobriquet the Island Saints and Scholars. The island of Saints and Scholars, rather. Since the 20th century, Irish pubs worldwide have become outposts of Irish culture, especially those with a full range of cultural and gastronomic offerings. Arts, literature. Ireland has made a substantial contribution to world literature in all its branches, both in Irish and English. Poetry in Irish is among the oldest vernacular poetry in Europe, with the earliest examples dating from the 6th century. Irish remained the dominant literary language down to the 19th century, despite the spread of English from the 17th century on. Prominent names from the medieval period and later include Gofraid Fionn O'Daly, 14th century, Daibhí O Bruder, 17th century, Ogan O Rathael, 18th century, Ibn Dub Ni Craniel, 1743 to 1800, was an outstanding poet in the oral tradition. Sorry guys, I'm kind of bad at reading. The latter part of the 19th century saw a rapid replacement of Irish by English. By 1900, however, cultural nationalists had begun the Gaelic revival, which saw the beginnings of modern literature in Irish. This was to produce a number of notable writers, including Martin O'Callaghan, Mayor Mac, and Desai, I think, and others. Irish language publishers such as Cosium and Clolar Connacht continue to produce scores of titles every year. I'll go down to economy, or should I start with I'll go down to economy. The GDP of the Republic of Ireland is as of 2001 was 423.5 billion nominally. Nominal. Not sure what nominal means, but and in Northern Ireland in 2021 it was 52 billion. GVA balanced. The GDP per capita in the Republic of Ireland was 84,049 euros nominally as of 2021. And in Northern Ireland, 2021 was 27,154 GVA balanced. The Republic of Ireland and the United Kingdom measured these numbers differently. Let me just see here. Maybe I'll go back to it's a little bit of maybe boring stuff. So now, geography. Ireland is located in the northwest of Europe. Between latitudes 51 degrees and 56 degrees north, and longitudes 11 degrees and 5 degrees west. It is separated from Great Britain by the Irish Sea and the North Channel, which has a width of 23 kilometers, 14 miles. At its narrowest point to the west is the North Atlantic Ocean, and to the south is the Celtic Sea, which lies between Ireland and Brittany and France. Ireland has a total square area of 84,421 kilometers squared, 32,595 square miles, of which the Republic of Ireland occupies 83%. Ireland and Great Britain, together with many nearby smaller islands, are known collectively as the British Isles. The term British Isles can be controversial in relation to Ireland. The alternate term Britain and Ireland is sometimes used as a neutral term for the islands. A ring of coastal mountains surrounds low plains at the center of the island. A ring of coastal mountains surrounds low plains at the center of the island. The highest of these is Curran Tuil, Irish Curran Tuathail in County Kerry, which rises to 1,039 meters, 3,409 feet. lies in the province of Leinster. Western areas are mainly mountainous and rocky, with green panoramic vistas. River Shannon, the island's longest river, at 360.5 kilometers, 224 miles long, rises in County Cavan in the northwest and flows through Limerick in the midwest. Geology. The island consists of varied geological provinces. In the west, around County Galway, the County Donegal is a medium to high grade metaphoric and indigenous complex of calcedonide affinity, similar to the Scottish Highlands. Across southeast Ulster and extending north-southwest to Longford and south to Navan is a province of Ordovician and Silurian rock, with similarities to the southern uplands provinces of Scotland. Further south, along the county Wexford coastline, is an area of granite intrusives into more Ordovician and Silurian rocks, like that found in